Hello everyone, my name is Gacula. Today I will be talking to you about a war that changed the world for years to come, World War I. This war was fought globally, as almost everyone in the world took part in this wretched time. From the United States to the French Republic, even to the Ottoman Empire, these countries proved to be worthy fighters. World War I was supposed to be the war to end all wars. However, it only ended nothing, and it also fueled the main conflict of World War II, the most destructive and brutal war in human history. On June 28, 1914, the Austro-Hungarian Archduke by the name of Franz Ferdinand was with his wife, Sophie the Duchess of Hohenberg, in the city of Sarajevo, and this particular event triggered the events of World War I. The royal couple took a car trip to a hospital because of a grenade that went off earlier that day. However, the streets were busy and they were forced to turn. Then, a man by the name of Gavrilo Princip, a 19-year-old Serbian nationalist, took the chance to assassinate the couple by walking across the street to their car and shot both of them with an FN Model 1910 pistol. This event declared war between the Austro-Hungarian forces and the country of Serbia. The war was fought in several creative ways. The most common tactic of combat was trench warfare. Trench warfare consisted of infantry troops using this tactic to maintain control of territory, a safe place to attack the enemy troops, and as a way of communication. Obstacles, including barbed wires and mines, protected anyone else from crossing the no man's land to enemy trenches. In the trenches, soldiers found time to do something else, faced hardships, and others died from artillery. Other ways of combat in the war included the revolutionary introduction of the machine gun. This new type of firearm changed World War I to deliver a more devastating war. Next, new inventions of tanks, including the British Mark tanks, the German A7Vs, the French Renault FTs, and the Italian Chamal tanks rattled the battlefield. Other ways of infantry combat include the flamethrower, the Arditi, the trench raiders, and the tank hunters. Throughout the war, planes were used to support troops in the air to take out enemy troops, artillery, and even the Zeppelin, the biggest ship known to man at the time. Boats and ships were used to get troops across sea. The most important ships created for the sea were the torpedoes and the dreadnought. Even armored trains were used in the war. Meanwhile, people in the desert used horseback riding as a means of scouting and assault as well. Finally, the introduction of poison gas terrified the landscape of war to a new extent. Phosgene, chlorine, and mustard gas were used as a lethal weapon to eliminate enemy troops. Like all wars, World War I had civilians and soldiers fight for their country, and casualties resulted in staggering amounts. About 16 million people died in this war. Everyone tried their best to gain advantage on territory and win the war. The aftermath of the war was devastating. The Spanish flu was spread because of this war, and as a result, about 20 to 50 million people died. World War I also had imperial empires crumple to dust, including Germany, Austria-Hungary, Russia, and the Ottoman Empire, or today known as Turkey. The Treaty of Versailles officially ended World War I on June 28, 1919, 5 years after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. This treaty proved to be very harsh and one-sided, giving Germany more consequences to their military and to their nation. Germans were furious with this treaty and used it as a motivation to become the most powerful country in the world, fulfilled by Adolf Hitler in the 1930s. After the war, Soldiers were brought back home with either broken body parts, shell shock, a whole new perspective in life, and most importantly, without their loved ones who fought alongside with them and didn't make it out alive. Veterans were given homes as homes for heroes, but some ended up homeless, asking for food, water, and survival. Thank you for watching this World War I documentary, and I hope that you find time to honor these brave, young, and innocent soldiers who looked for adventure but came face to face with hell itself. Goodbye, everyone.